On the occasion of International Nurses Day, we have with us Veronica Faderogao. She has been a nurse for 18 years in the Philippines. Hello,
Hi, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. So, if we could just get a general sense of, in these 18 years of working as a nurse, what are the kinds of issues that you have seen your community face in the Philippines?
Mm, Basically, of course, all around the world, even you're not a nurse, in every profession, the only reason, it's not only the reason, aside from your dedication because of your profession, of course, the number one that you are looking after is, of course, the salary, the compensation. So that's the number one issue or like a big thing. But in the Philippines, you have no other choice but to accept whatever the government, or because in my side, I work in a private hospital. So in the Philippines, if you work in the private hospital, it's less salary compared to the government. During that, I started working in the hospital, in the private nurse since 2002. I only receive I as a nurse in a private hospital, because I'm an ER nurse. It's already a good position if you're a nurse, an ER nurse. So I started with my salary around 16,000, is like $300 US dollars. That's all that I get. Yeah, because in the Philippines, if it is a private hospital, you can be sure that all the all the things that you need to learn, like the technology, it's all complete. Compare if you are working in a government hospital, everything that we need to use, we need to learn. All the stuffs are all complete. So that's a good thing. That's a very good advantage when you work abroad. You know already how to operate this instrument, this like whatever that you can see in the hospital. It's easier. Government hospital is, of course, as the word itself, it is funded by the government. They have more benefits as well. There's a grading system for the salary, like grade 15, grade 11. So when you raise your grade, your salary increases as well.
Okay, you also said that the kind of training Filipino nurses receive in the Philippines, that has kind of given you an advantage when you go to work outside in anywhere in the world.
Abroad.
So, how does this is this why is this an inspiration for Filipino nurses to work outside? What are the advantages they get when they work outside? And so there's some data. There's actually a huge export of Filipino nurses, and there is this huge diaspora of Filipino nurses outside. So if you could throw some light on why is this so?
Now that I work abroad, I've seen a lot in every small like country. I've seen Filipino nurses. And then I just realized that, oh my God, Filipino nurses are everywhere. Even a small place in Caribbean, in Barbados, I've seen one nurse or two nurse in Barbados. The priority that all the nurses, Filipino nurses going abroad, is because of the compensation. As what I said earlier, it's 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 not enough. We are not fully compensated. Like compared to the rest of the nurses, like nurses in US or in Canada, nurses in the Philippines are left behind. Like how can you survive with 300 or 400 US dollars at this century? Filipinos are really into extended family, so we are trained, or it's in our culture to help our family. So the number one thing, in my personal reason, is because I want to help my family. That's why I really aim to go and work abroad, to have a triple or four times or five times compensation compared with what I receive in the Philippines. Since I choose emergency room as my specialty, I was thinking that when I work abroad, my nursing skill will be, more. I will be fully equipped. I will be more ready. and I will be more knowledgeable with the trainings and stuff like that. So that's the reason why a lot of Filipino nurses are, you know choosing to leave the country and taking care of other nationality instead of our fellow Filipinos. I have a classmate who works in other. I will not gonna. I'm not gonna mention the country, but it is like the discrimination. They think us like because we are Asians like that and so on. Like they might think that, oh, you don't know like this, your country is a third world country like that and like that, so they look after you like you're a little person. But in my personal experience, I did not experience that. I'm so thankful. But when I went out, because I have a strong personality, I said I have to prove that I am not just a Filipino. I know my job. I am a competent nurse.
You said a statement that because of the poor compensation, Filipino nurses would prefer serving other nations over their own nations. What is the government's response on this? What are the kind of laws which should protect you, which are not ensuring you your rights? And what are the kind of things which should be promised by the government but is not?
Okay, so recently I was updated with this. One senator was like discussing about at least giving more salary for the nurses, like around 30,000 pesos. It's like equivalent to almost 650 or 700 US dollar, but still it's not enough. But that money, when you use that in the Philippines, it's much better compared before. It's not until now, it's not yet approved. It's just still on the process of because in the Philippines, before they can get this law, there's a lot of discussion and discussion. So I'm not really hopeful that soon it will be, granted for us, the nurses. So those are the steps that I've seen. They are really improving our salary. It's promising. Sometimes it's quite really unfair because as professional, it's not only in the medical field, because they implemented this so-called continue, like the, how do you call that? It's CPD. It's a continuous program training, something like that. So before, as nurses, to renew our license, we have to show the government that we have these certificates or trainings. A few years ago, we don't have such procedure. So professionals, like especially for us medical professionals, we felt that this is like it's not a help from the government. It's like more on a penalty to us. Instead of they should help us, they give us more expenses.
What would you tell other Filipinos who want to join the nursing profession?
Yeah, I love being a nurse, especially when a patient comes to you, hold your hands and saying thank you. We don't need material things to appreciate us. Just a simple word saying thank you. It's a very fulfilling words. So it's like even you have lots of patients, you are very tired. Sometimes in one shift you even forget to go and pee, but your patient come back to you and recognize you, say, "Hi, Veronica! Oh, Nurse Veronica! Thank you very much for caring." That's a great fulfillment for us. I always believe that when you're a nurse, every day you will touch others' heart. You will touch others' life. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all what we have time for.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.